What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Coming at you with a quick, kind of like what I've been listening to kind of thing. I haven't done a video in a minute. Holidays were crazy. Had some stuff. My mom got sick and had to go up to New Jersey for a couple days. So just haven't been in the mindset to do a video. What put me in the mindset to do a video, kind of, was a new podcast came out called Top Tier Metal and Punk Podcast, and pretty good. Just one guy, he wanted to talk about music, so I thought I'd give him a quick shout out. Check it out. He's on Instagram and Spotify and all that stuff. He's only done 2 episodes, and he had spoken about people who were actually like guests on my podcast, so that's why I was like, oh, cool. And a bunch of my old friends from Philly are doing the music. He uses music from their old band BSOM, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, so check that out. Check out Top Tier Metal and Punk Podcast. It's pretty good. It's fun stuff. It's just him chit-chatting, basically doing kind of this, but a little different on a different format. That's all. Pretty cool though. So yeah, I was in a big Doom kick for a bit, so a lot of this is Doomy stuff. Kind of transitioning into a more black metal mood, because I've been reading the US black metal book by Decibel magazine, and it's pretty freaking good. I'm enjoying it so far, and I have a feeling it's going to influence my listening for the next month or so. A month or so at least. Is probably going to influence what I'm picking up too, because it's a good book and it's reminding me of bands that I know, and I'm discovering some newish. I'm finding out about some stuff I'd never really dove into, like band Hemlock. Never really dove into them, but they only have 3 releases. I'm going to check them out and see what they're all about. They sound interesting. So a little preview of what might be coming down the pike. Anyway, let's get into it. Some stuff I've been listening to, like I said, a lot of doom metal, some black metal. I'll start off with CDs, and that's what we're listening to now. We're listening to this newest one by Invuche. I don't know. Invuche. I'm not sure how to say it, but this is at Atavismo by Invuche. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but good stuff. This is I forget, South American. I don't remember. I think it's Chilean. Yeah, I think it's Chilean. Born individual that's now living in, I believe it's the Netherlands. But really good shit. This guy's touring, and I bought tickets for the New York show. Me and my couple buddies are going to do a road trip up there, see this band play, and I'm pretty stoked. They're also playing DC, and I may go to that too. I'm not sure. They're the same weekend, so I'll see how I feel after driving to Philly. From Philly to New York. We're gonna carpool up there. I think my buddy Steve is gonna drive. I'm not sure, but yeah, pretty sick. I'm pretty stoked about that, and that's why I pulled this out and have been re-listening to it. I need to pick up their other two. They have a couple more records. I need to pick them up. But this is kind of punky black metal stuff. A lot of punk drum beats. There's some psychedelic bits thrown throughout, like psychedelic kind of dirges all throughout this. It's a really cool record. This was put out by Nuclear War Now. So yeah, check that out if you get a chance. It's a great record. I'm loving like a lot of black metal bands are now doing like color in their stuff, and I'm loving it. This one I just pulled out and I've been listening. It was just stuck in my. It was not stuck, but it just didn't leave my CD player for a couple days. And that's this Project I. This includes members. I just know it has members. I just know Avath leads it. I forget what other bands. I think it's like a super group, but I forget what bands are involved. I just remember Avath. But this is like kind of like rock and roll, blackened rock and roll-y stuff. Really cool shit. A lot of Motorhead in this. A lot of Motorhead, but it's like with the epic parts of like Immortal stuff going through. Great record. This is awesome. This was a big one for me this year. Looked all over the place. I'm a big Immortal fan, so anything Immortal is a big deal. Stuff that I need to get. I actually ordered this from overseas before they started doing tariffs this year. So I got lucky and got it imported before it was astronomically priced to get it. But yeah, he even took the guy even was like, oh, I'm just gonna send you. I'm gonna take it out of the jewel case and just send you, and then you can put it in a new jewel case, which I did. So that made it even cheaper. But I had extra jewel cases around. Anyway, good stuff, rock and rolly, black metal-y, a little epic. Very good shit. If you get a chance to check that out, you should. It's kind of hard to search because the name of the band is just I think that's the only thing they did, too. Here's another new one. I've only listened to this like twice so far since I got it, but I know it's going to be on my turntable for a little bit. And that's this band, Manat. Ripping thrashy black metal stuff. It's dark, kind of crusty. There's a little bit of crust feel to this. I could kind of tell it's black metal made by punks. I think at least it sounds that way to me. But yeah, punky black metal, lots of thrash, crossover feel, really gruff and harsh vocals. It sounds, at least to me, the singer sounds like early Catharsis vocals. Just really strained and like kind of throat shredding. Very fucking good vocals on this. Everything on this is good. Production is not super raw, but not super clean either. It's pretty perfect. It's short though, only about 15-20 minutes. It's a 45. It's an LP on 45. But Manat, good shit from New York City. Yeah, this shit's excellent. I believe this is self-released. There's no label on here. Yeah, I believe this is self-released. Bare bones packaging. It's just a record inside a sleeve, and that's it. But pretty sick. This one, the music speaks for itself. Awesome artwork too. This skull is fucking sick. If you can see that. But yeah, awesome shit. Next up, about the only traditional heavy metal. I guess I needed a break from all the low heavy and fast, loud, but that's Quartz, Stand Up and Fight. I pulled out, I always do on my Instagram, I'll do a best pickups of 2025 video. I always have off between Christmas and New Year's. So I did one that was, and I always do kind of the same, I do it in categories. So I'll do top 9 Black Death Doom Metal, top 9 traditional heavy metal, and this was in there. And I pulled it out and I was like, man, I've bought that earlier this year and I've only listened to it a handful of times. So I pulled it back out. Great shit. Such good riffs on here. It's a borderline 70s. It's borderline sounds like it's from the 70s, but just enough like above just rocking into metal riffs that it's fucking classic. Love this record. If you like the kind of transitional period of like blacks of like not of like Judas Priest, where they're like kind of in between their like early rockin' stuff and going into heavy metal, or like if you like Rock-a-Rolla, you'll love this. If you like Dio era Black Sabbath, like Mob Rules, you'll like this. This is great shit. Early Rainbow, there's a lot of that in here too, but a little bit more on like the where heavy metal would go after that. It's really good shit. That Quartz record is a banger. Next up, this was kind of a random find. During my Christmas break, I always get a celebrated summer gift card, and this was from that shopping trip. So this is a relatively new edition as well. That Quartz I've had for a while. I bought it earlier this year, and it was high on my list. But this one is a random find. I wasn't really looking for this record. I don't know if I even knew this record existed. But that's this Lost Breed Wino Days, and what this is a re-release. It's only 6 songs. I guess The Obsessed kind of reformed as Lost Breed. And they did a demo and recruited in Wino to sing again. I don't think they only have like 2 or 3 albums, I think, this Lost Breed band. And it's like, it sounds a lot like The Obsessed. A little less metal, a little more 70s rockish, but not in a bad way. At least on this demo. I've never heard the other stuff. But yeah, I love Obsessed and Wino stuff. I love Sam Vitus, all that stuff. So I saw this. I knew it looked like the Obsessed logo, so I knew it was Obsessed stuff. But you know, I can't keep everything in my brain. So either I just never looked hard enough, I guess, to find out that this stuff existed. But now I'm on the hunt for the rest of the Lost Breed stuff, because this is really good. Very good. Like I said, 70s rock stuff. It's pretty raw and rough around the edges, which is I like. Maybe this was before The Obsessed, and then they became The Obsessed. I'm not sure how it all worked, but I think this was later. Anyway, great shit. Here's a picture of all the dudes. Stonery rock and roll stuff. Fucking awesome. Really fun record. I really like that one. Some Japanese stuff, but not what you think. Sacrifice, Japanese Sacrifice, Tears. This one I haven't listened to since I got it. I got it when it came out. I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered this. It's on Bitter Lake Recordings. This had never been released on vinyl before. It was just a CD only release. Came out in 1992 or 93. So that was a time when they weren't really doing a lot of vinyl releases, especially not Japanese bands. I know Japan loved their CDs at that point. So, but yeah, 92 thrash metal. Usually a 92 thrash metal band, at least if it was an American band, would be kind of putting out their most like middle of the road, not great shit. This rocks. It's a bit slower than their earlier material. A bit more on like a mid-paced the whole way through, but heavy riffs. Feel like some crossover is in there, but they still have their like Motorhead, because they have a big Motorhead feel on their earlier stuff. That's still here, but a little more chuggy. Really good stuff though. Like songwriting's top tier. You can hear it's a Japanese band. Sounds a little like, because there's still some like punky drum beats and stuff going on, so it sounds a little like there's some Japanese hardcore influence in this too. Sacrifice is a great band. Any of their records are really good. I also pulled out their earlier one, Total Hell, because I listened to that and then I was like, I want to listen to some more. This one's a little more on the this one has a little more of the punkiness, and it also has a lot more of the Motorhead feel in this than the other one, but also a great record. If you find either of these, you should definitely pick those up. We'll do one more that's not black, that's not doom metal, and then I'll show some of the doom stuff that has been sitting on my turntable for a long time. This was one that I've wanted for a long time, and they finally re-released it this year. And it's on Go to Warx, and that's Kommodus, self-titled. Kommodus is one of my favorite projects right now. They've just put out a new one, Fetal Wolf in Stained Glass. Great record. I've never heard anything bad by this guy, but this was their first LP, I believe. This is their first full length. It's long. It's a double LP, 4 sides. He had demos before this that were basically full lengths, and I have one of those. I'd like to collect more. This was a self-titled release. I don't know if this was his first one, actually. I think it might have been. I'm not sure. He put out a shitload of records, so it's hard to keep up with. But this was one that was high on my list, and there was a sale on a Metal Curations website. So I went for it. I bought a bunch of Kommodus stuff, and this is just the one that I've been spinning the most. This is basically, if I listen to this, it's like the only record I listen to in the day because it's so fucking long. But he does another one where it's like kind of like a weird mix of stuff. There's some like psyche elements in this, proggy almost sometimes. Like some ethereal type stuff going on, but also very harsh black metal, bordering, it's like very driving, forward moving black metal. It's not like atmospheric really, it's pretty brutal, but there are atmospheric parts. It's a hard one to explain. Great album artwork on this. He always has great visuals, and that helps me want to check out all his stuff. We'll show the inside here too, because it's pretty cool. Show the gatefold. Show the bang gatefold. great artwork on this. If you decide to check out Kommodus, seriously, just whatever you can pick up by him, just do it. Came with this cool, just an art insert. Some great, like, tattoo flash type stuff going on here. Yeah, it's such an excellent record. Cool, like, pinkish vinyl. Again, like one of my favorite newer black metal projects going right now. Always good stuff. Never puts out anything bad. Now some of the doomier stuff that I've been listening to. I've been on a Yob kick. And again, this is one that I picked up from Celebrated Summer. Probably not my favorite Yob record, but still some good stuff on there. And that's Yob, Our Raw Heart. This is just solid doomy stuff. I believe this is... I don't want to say... I'm not going to get into that, because I don't know if that's true or not. But this is some excellent heavy-ass, sludgy doom metal. This one's a little more on the atmosphere. It has a lot more atmosphere and like it's more well produced than a lot of his earlier stuff. Not as harsh as a lot of the stuff, but there's some good tracks on here. Like Ablaze, the A side, Ablaze and the Scream together is great. The Beauty of Falling Leaves, good song. Just cool shit. If you like Yob, it's a worthwhile effort checking this one out. Really sick artwork on this though. All the way around, sick artwork. I don't know. It's just black vinyl, but I wanted to show the labels. Both labels are kind of like the same type of deal. I'll show the gatefold art because it looks cool. Great, like I said, great artwork in here. Cool layout. This was on Relapse. It's a Relapse Records release. I think Yob put out most of their stuff on Relapse. I think they may have done Southern Ward for a little bit. I don't remember. Yob. This is a band that I had heard earlier, and then I wasn't really too into them. And then this year, for some reason, they just really clicked with me. And that's Chained to the Bottom of the Ocean. Been on a big kick with this band. This band is kind of the more harsh vocals type of doom metal. Bit of death metal in there, but not too much. I feel they're definitely more of like a doom metal band than a death metal band. Maybe somebody could argue with me. But they're very slow death metal if they are more of a death metal band. I'm not sure. But they definitely enjoy their doom. Slow, heavy, harsh. That's about it. They're just slow, heavy, and harsh, and write really good, pretty catchy songs for what they are. This is a cool record. It's a split, purple and black split record. So yeah, split down the middle. I always get worried with these split records. I always feel like they could be not cured enough and just snap in half. That's just my ADD brain rattling off situations. But yeah, Chained to the Bottom of the Ocean. For a like crunchy doom band, they have a lot of songs on this record. It's got 8 songs on a single LP, which is bonkers. Because Yob can't fit 2 songs on a side, so... But yeah, more the death doom side of things, I think. They're not just like traditionally sounding death doom though. Picked up And this one's been on my record player. I listened to this a ton when it came out, and then I couldn't find the LP for a while. And then I heard it again this year, and I was like, oh, I need to pick that up. That's a great record. And that's In the Company of Serpents, Lux. This is kind of a... This is a really good record. They mix a bit of Americana and like kind of like American folk sounding stuff in this. But it's got that really good like kind of groove, like a crowbar or down type of groove. But they don't ever get like overly macho feeling. The riffs are catchy and stick in your brain like fucking molasses. And they're good, so it's a good thing that they stick. This band just put out a new album I haven't really jumped on too heavily with so far. I listened to it once, and I don't think it's as good as this one. I believe this came out in 2021, 2020. If it tells me here. But yeah, just really good heavy riffage going through this. They were a lot more like straightforward of a almost Electric Wizard, like one of the bands that just sounds like a... They sounded kind of like a catchier Electric Wizard. This veers off that and they kind of become their own thing in this, and I like that. And I wasn't sure how I felt about this at first. It kind of grew on me. Like, the groove in this is very heavy. There's a heavy, like, groove throughout this thing. And usually I'm not into that kind of stuff. But this, for some reason, really clicked with me. And still, great record. I'm actually going to put this on next after this comes on. Because now I'm looking at it again. I'm like, man, I just want to listen to that again. Great record. Came on cool vinyl as well. I'll always show the colored vinyl. I'm not the biggest color vinyl guy. I'm like, whatever. If it comes on color vinyl, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'll always show you fellas. I know other record nerds like their colored vinyl, their versions and whatnot. Me, I'm just like, whatever. And last but not least, this was the first record I listened to this year. Been on a kick with it. My mother-in-law technically got it for me because it got me an Amazon gift card, and this is what I bought. But that's Pagan Alter's Never Quite Dead. I say, classic band from the 80s. The singer Terry Jones and the guitar player Alan Jones were kind of a team. Terry passed away. Our rest in power. And then everybody thought, oh, this band's probably not going to continue. But they picked up probably the best pair they could. They picked up the singer, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the singer from Magic Circle, who is one of the best heavy metal singers around right now, I think, in my opinion, and he fits perfect. It's a perfect match. This has great, kind of dark occult feeling songs, a little more based in like the Black Sabbath-y realm of doom metal. You get a bit of like a early Candlemass feel in some of this stuff. It's a little more epic. Some 70s rock stuff. You can hear the Led Zeppelin influence. There's some Led Zeppelin influence in here. But definitely a little more metal, a little more dark, a little more heavy. But fucking great. No complaints about this record whatsoever. Top tier record to check out if you get a chance. Pagan Alter's Never Quite Dead. I came with a nice booklet type lyric sheet. perfect. Fucking, they gave me a sticker and it got stuck to the thing and fucked it all up. I was a little annoyed with it. That pissed me off. It was the first thing I did was when I opened it, I stuck this in here and the sticker was in there and it peeled off when I stuck it in there and it got stuck. Anyway, still great record. Came with a cool poster too. Just the album artwork on a big poster. But yeah, this probably would have made my end of the year best releases of 2025 lists. If where's the dude's name? It's Brendan Radigan, that's the dude's name. I couldn't think of it for my life. But yeah, Brendan Radigan, one of the best heavy metal singers out there right now. He's an old DP hardcore, or old hardcore guy from what I understand. Friends of mine knew him back in the day. Anyway, that's it. That's what I got for you. 10 records that I've been listening to, a shitload. Like I said, probably going to listen to that Lux record again when I'm done with this one. So, anyway, hope everybody has a good weekend. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in to my coffee music. I would be sitting down here by myself listening to records, drinking coffee on a Saturday morning, but decided to bring you guys along with me for at least one record, you know? Anyway, Happy New Year. Hope everybody has a happy, healthy one. Bit of a weird start this year, but personally and globally a weird start. But anyway, cheers everybody. Hope y'all have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.